ready to preach. Teach Daddy. How are you?
It is one of those Mondays where I might have taken like a nap right before the show, so I am definitely in need of caffeine.
So what kind of nap? Is it like a 1 hour nap or did one turn into 4 hour nap?
Um, it was more that like last minute half hour nap, where it was one of those
Ah,
like it hits you like a freight train, even though it's only was like a half hour.
yeah, I got you. So I mean, I took a nap earlier today because not because of the show, but there's stuff I'm doing after the show. There's Monday Night Football. Gonna be watching the Lions, and on the other TV, which I'm prioritizing, it's Game 7 for the ALCS.
You're
Win or
watching the
lose on to
Lions.
yes.
Oh, you mean you're watching New York City? You're watching to make who makes the calls from New York City. I gotcha. I don't even watch
Maybe,
football, and I've heard
sort
all
of.
about that.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, not for nothing.
Uh huh.
I s I am wearing the Arrowhead, but, um, yes, there's been a lot of things I've wanted to talk to you this week based upon, what we've been doing here, and a lot of alarming stuff coming out, man, like, not just, like, the product haul, and I checked I'm like, I wonder if the box showed up." Nobody got the mail Saturday, so I saw the box, like, on top of all the mail, and I'm like, "Nobody thought of this? Nobody got me nothing?" Criminy.
And with that box, really is referring to the package you received that has the four rice protein probiotic 125 milligram cans, three brand new monster flavors: bad apple, blue electricity or blue electric, and then orange dreamsicle 2.0, as well as alani cotton candy and pumpkin cream. So we got a decent little bit to go over the next
Ooh,
three
that's
weeks.
right, the pumpkin cream. So, my supervisor, that his favorite energy drink of all time, so again, this guy mainly drinks Monster. He'll have a Rise occasionally, you know, but I mean, it depends. There's sometimes where he's dieting and he'll only have sugar-free, but if you were to ask him what his favorite energy drink is, he says the best all time is Green Monster. The best Monster ever made is the OG Green Monster, period. But from what he told me, I came in one morning, he goes, "Bro, did you try the bad apple?" And I'm like, "It's on my list to try when I find it." And he goes, "Top 3 Monster all time." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what?" He
That's a
goes, "OG Green, Rehab Iced Tea Lemonade, Bad Apple, cut and dry." And he's tried every single one.
The fact that White Monster isn't in top 3 kind of scares me.
He
Gosh dang it, Bobby. Right.
I'm not sure if I could take your list seriously or not
Yeah.
because Green Monster's not gonna be in there. He's one of those. But the fact that he's like, you put a Rise in front of him and he goes, "The Sunny D is my favorite." Even for a guy that his religion is Green Monster, at least he actually has a little bit of class. He doesn't drink Red Bull, he doesn't drink Rockstar because I'm pretty sure in his mind it's pride. But when it comes to like a Rise, a Gorilla Mind, anything like that, I think you would give it a shot. But I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering, I mean, again, when they had this in the UK, I'm like, "Are you screwing with me? What are we doing? How come this wasn't in America?" I was so pissed. So pissed.
Which one do you wanna try first,
There
my
you
good sir?
go. Might as well try the bad apple. Now, I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna get out of this. I'm assuming it's a red apple. Is it gonna be apple juice? Is it gonna be apple cider? Is it going to be Green Monster with the aftertaste of apple?
One thing I can say for sure is that these two cans are different. That apple has 170 calories. It has 200 milligrams of sodium. It has 41 grams of sugar. 44 carbohydrates. And mind you, 41 grams of sugar. We're losing them, Sarge. There we go.
Even though I'm connected, it still hates me.
You have anything pulled up in the background?
Nothing.
Hmm.
I guess it'll just be one of those rough episodes. Oh
I
well.
can look into it for the future. Otherwise,
But seriously, man, I think the Green Monster now, not old one, but now has more sugar in it, but I don't think this is gonna be too bad. I think this is gonna be good. I mean, if my super thinks it's all right, we'll see how this is.
if it tastes as well as it smells, again, I'm not huge on there being 41 grams of sugar in here, but if it tastes as good as it smells, this is going to be pleasant.
I smell Monster and cider.
Yeah, it's almost like you took just pure red apple crisp orange juice, mixed it with Monster, and boom, here's a new flavor.
Yeah, this is like it's kind of like Monster had an affair with an angry orchard.
Hey, yo, keep it in the house, Monster. Oh,
Yeah, this smells a little bit
nobody likes a home
if
wrecker.
anyone's it is an adult beverage, but reminds me of the green apple angry orchard.
There's only 6% juice.
Surprised there's any. All right, you ready for this?
Salute.
Cheers. She's good.
It's literally as weird as it is to say, it's literally just as I just described it. It is green monster. It's like that green monster esque taste with a red apple crisp, 50-50 mixed together.
It's apple cider first, but you still have a little bit of monster taste, but it's not overpowering.
It's like the example of like whenever there's a new Red Bull flavor that comes out and it always has that Red Bull taste. This has that just
Mm.
monster taste. It's monster taste red apple.
I get like 65% apple and 35% monster.
But maybe it's just my can, but I would say I get more of like a 50-50. Like for me, it's definitely still
I
pretty
taste
heavy on the monster.
I taste more apple. I put it down, the aftertaste still has a little bit of apple.
I mean, I'm for sure getting a lot of apple, but that like regular monster note's definitely there for me.
Not for me.
Could I finish this can?
Also,
I probably will tonight.
mm,
Could I recommend it to a friend?
I I
For sure.
I would. Yes, I would.
A part of me is disappointed in a way, not in like an actual true bad way, but a part of me is disappointed only for the fact I was kind of hoping for just more of that full apple crisp flavor, not so much having any like monsterness flavor, as much as that sounds weird. But in general, I'm not saying that in a disappointed bad way. I just was wanting and hoping for more. It's still good.
Me, I feel like I'm getting a good cider. I don't taste as much monster in there, so it could be a can variation. This is a tough flavor. We've also noticed that the sugar flavors versus the sugar-free flavors also do taste a little different. Also, one thing I want to just note on here, read the ingredients for me on the back.
Okay.
You could read them out loud, but
carbonated water,
I wonder.
sugar, glucose, apple juice concentrate, pear puree or puree, taurine, citric acid, sodium citrate, natural flavors, tannic ginseng, potassium sorbate, caramel color, caffeine, which of course they just have listed as caffeine. They don't list what. Maltodextrin, niacinamide, B3, sucralose, vegetable juice for color,
Hmm.
salt, inositol, which I can't say I know that one off the top of my head, L-carnitine, L-tartrate, pyridoxine, hydrochloride, which is funny to say, vitamin B6, riboflavin, and cyanobalamin, B12.
So, to say the least, right? Remember how I've always said, remember when I've mixed G Fuel powder with a tea or a soda or whatever, and everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Remember I did that with Teach iced tea with some lemonade, stuff like that.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. We call it Will Lemonade.
Remember I remember I did Shock's flavor with black tea
Yeah,
unsweetened. So the thing is, I've always noticed when you add artificial sweetener with regular sugar, it just creates this
it
taste
clashes.
that could be a little it it just messes with the taste up to a certain point. So again, we're not even though we drink a Monster here and there, we don't exactly I guess I would say we usually aren't used to Monster the way it's formulated. I can probably tell you that I've probably drank more Red Bull than Monster. I had to be straight up. So in this case, what I'm referring to here is this has sugar, glucose, and sucralose. That's 3 different sugars in there, so the taste is gonna be a little different. Every single time where I've had a regular sugar Red Bull with some of these new flavors, they're inconsistent, and a lot of times I think it's because of how it's sweetened. When we get the sugar-free, it's consistent. But what's your rating on this, man?
7.25.
Incredible. Um, I keep going back to this thing, and I gotta try and go to bed sometime tonight, but that's gonna be hard. If this is not 5 stars, it's close to 5 stars to me. So, I mean, to this is absolutely worth the wait. I was dying for this a year ago when this was released. I said, when? Can we get this imported? Can we try this on the show? Can we get some guy across the pond and make it worth his while? Maybe get in touch with my Irish buddy. I don't know. I was trying to get in touch with my Englishman and my Irishman to try and see if two of these could land across the pond over in the Bay of the Bronx or Brooklyn, hopefully. And then that would eventually go on to a car or on a truck, hopefully stay there, into my hands at the casa.
I
But needless to say, I had to wait a year.
I will admit, to your point, it's kind of weird that we had to wait that long for this flavor to come to the US. And in general, it's weird that we like that was mostly a Europe exclusive and it wasn't in the US.
There are some monster exclusives that are in the European market that are coming here soon. Like a lot of stuff that's Formula One collaborated with. Those flavors are coming here soon. Next year, we're also apparently getting a strawberry lemonade and a red, white, and blue can as well going into summer next year. So the fact that we were able to find that out just within one podcast episode is freaking great. Monsters doing good things. And I think that they're actually seeing themselves as, hey, you know what? we have to remember something. Sugar free is majority of the market, but there's still some flavors in sugar that we got release. And nonetheless, I'm actually glad that this is coming back. This is the V2 version or the 2.0, however you want to describe it.
Yeah, this one I don't
And it is
understand
not a
because
reskin, it's reformulated.
it like never really went away from me. It just was always kind of around. I don't understand the full point of why they did this.
To me, it sold out everywhere, and then I saw the peaches and cream, but then they, like, stood there taking up shelf space, and they never, I guess, ordered up. So, do me a favor. Here's the block. Look on the side.
Taurine, L-carnitine, B vitamins made with real sugar, no high fructose corn syrup. Unleash the
Stop right
beast.
there. Made with real sugars. So, once again, why do we have artificial sugar in here if it says real sugar? Anyone want to explain that? It
I'm just
has glucose as the third ingredient.
I'm just curious as to why they re-released this flavor and what was is going to be the big change.
So the reserve line clearly was a fail because I remember the watermelon and the strawberry kiwi reserves, as well as the white pineapple. They flooded the Dollar Trees, flooded them. And people ask, and I'm like, you guys are missing out. But speaking of which, I found something. I'm not sure if you've been checking the Twitter lately, but I found the Rainstorm mango can at my Dollar Tree. Bad news. Dollar Tree now sells their shit for $1.50. It went from a dollar. It was $1.25 for a while, but who cares? But now we're at $1.50 and it goes, okay, that tears it. What the hell? But the Rainstorm can, the mango, they have other flavors there. 62 cents. Then can deposit. So that's a freaking bargain, man.
It is.
So if you were to go to the store and buy one, it's probably $3. I could almost buy myself a 5 pack after tax with that money, which is crazy. But as much as we feared, I think that the Rainstorm line might be coming to an end. I'm seeing reskins of some of the flavors, but I don't see a lot of effort in that line, man. I don't see that being advertised, nothing.
I feel like I saw somewhere there's a new flavor coming for that line specifically soon.
I haven't seen anything. Also, I don't understand why they're treating it like it's a little brother side company of it. You know what I mean?
I think the idea with the Storm line is that it's your uh healthier seltzer style energy drink for non-gym bros and regular human beings that just want 200 milligrams caffeine for your daily work that doesn't want the 300 milligrams of a regular rain.
But I still don't think that they do enough advertising for it. I get what they're trying to do, but again, Monster has the fan base, the creativity, but there's just sometimes where I feel like they do so much, you gotta do more than just buy the product. If you don't advertise it, what are we doing?
Right.
For example, Rogue advertises their hydration a lot, and the majority of their flavors are starting to come in hydration at this point in time. Rogue Energy.
Yeah.
If you go buy G Fuel, I can't tell you when's the last time they promote a hydration flavor. Glitch promotes their hydration flavor. Advanced GG, that's a little weird because they say we got supplements, and I think they advertise their metal shakers more, but I think that's also because that's their big money maker right there. Bigger ticket item, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm still debating. I gotta wait towards the end of the month after bills are settled, of course, but I'm debating if I want to get that mystery flavor for us to try.
Up to you, my friend.
Mm.
Speaking
I still
of
have to balance out that Baja, but another time because I've been all over the place.
speaking of flavor to
But
try, we do
it's
have
on
the
my list and
Dreamsicle
on my thoughts.
2.0. For the Dreamsicle 2.0, you have 200 calories, 370 milligrams of sodium, 50 grams of carbohydrates, 46 grams of sugar, and no juice. No juice at all. So how different is this one going to
Hmm.
taste from the original
Hmm.
orange cream reserve that we know from Monster? Again, same name. This is Orange Dreamsicle. Same name. New design. Was a new reformula. Smells pretty damn similar.
It does. Also, I'm actually very surprised that Monster is making two orange creams, if you think about it. They have the rain orange cream.
Oh, sure. Sure. But that's like a different thing though. That's rain, that's not monster,
But
that's more your high
it's
performance
the
drink.
no, but if you think about it, hear me out. They ditched the Bang, uh, uh, the crisp apple. And what happens after we basically forgot about it? They released the bad apple in the Monster line. There's not many times where a brand with, that are brother companies will make the same product or the same flavor.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Orange cream is a popular flavor, and plus, like, there are two different products for two different type of people. This is meant to be your average everyday Joe Schmo trying to just get some caffeine before they go to work. And then Rain is your gym bro that's trying to get 300 milligrams caffeine and some other ingredients to go hit the gym.
All right. Let's give this a shot. Cheers.
Salute. That is much creamier.
Yes.
The orange is kind of faint. Like, it's definitely there, but compared to the original, in my opinion, it's a lot more faint.
I don't get a lot of kick to it, like taste wise.
Well, you're right. There isn't like a ton of kick.
The
It's a
carb
little bit
the,
more mellow.
the carbonation dies quickly. Do you notice that?
No, you're right. It's very much more relaxed. It's a relaxed cream.
So low carbonation, more cream than orange. The orange is very light at the end. All I taste is like cream.
To me, in a weird way of putting it, you get like 10% orange at the start. Or I shouldn't say that. You get like 20% orange at the start, 60% cream, and then a little bit of orange, 20% again. It's like 20, 60, 20. Like, what? It's like a similar profile, but different. Similar, but different.
Yes, yes.
I don't know. Thus
Hmm.
far, do you prefer the original over this, or do you prefer the new formulation?
I'm thinking I'm liking the reserve better.
This is a lot more of a mellow flavor. A lot more.
I feel like I it's almost like they made two different drinks. But I mean again, if they still made it, if you're going by the best tasting, I'm going to tell you the best one that I've ever had was the G Fuel Orange Vibe. But if you're still going to compare the ones that are available, to your grasp, like, firmly grasp it, I'd probably have to say,
I
I have to
personally,
go with the Ghost.
I like Rain more on this one.
I like the Rain more on this one. I'm just saying, if you had to compare, like, which one to grab, hey, you know what? I'm going to say this with my chest out. You know who would you know what Rise hasn't done in a while outside of this 12-ounce can thing that we have to review?
What's that?
I don't think I don't think they did an orange cream.
I don't believe so either.
Could you imagine if Rise did a 16-ounce orange cream?
I can't imagine, but sadly, even though I can imagine it, it does not exist.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine if they did?
Knowing them, it would be a home run.
If you tasted the cotton candy, if you tasted the
Pink
strawberry
splash.
lemonade, the pink splash, the peach cooler, I'm sorry, orange cream, game over.
Now, I will say,
Game
complete
over.
side note, even though we're still on the topic of the orange cream here, they do have 2 new 16-ounce flavors coming out, and it's also a slight reformulation, which is root beer, and I forget what the second one is, but it's something I believe like lemon citrusy related. I forget what the second one is. But they are doing a root beer flavor, which I really hope is good, and I hope is not Barks, and I hope is more A&W Rudy. Look, if Rise knocks it,
Is Barks red cream soda bad?
yes, um,
Why is Barks so bad for you?
it
Why is it
sucks. It's not
sacrilegious to you?
root beer. It just sucks. But again, if Rise knocks out root beer, you've got me sold.
True.
Frozen lemonade. That's the other flavor that Rise is doing. Frozen lemonade. I knew it was something zesty.
Mm.
But yeah, so they're also coming out with those
Reminds me
two.
of I wonder how frozen lemonade. I wonder if that's gonna be like Adele's frozen lemonade or more of like an Italian ice.
I don't know. But mind you, there is still a third monster flavor for us to try in the next upcoming weeks, and that is the electric blue electric, blue raspberry. But back on to Orange Dreamsicle. Um, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It is different. It's different, but it is the same. But not completely the same. It's a similar profile for flavor, but it's not the same. It tastes similar. Could I drink it? Would I finish it? Yes. Could I recommend it to a friend? Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's that bad. It's definitely different, but I don't think it's bad.
Agreed.
Um,
I prefer the apple over the orange dreamsicle tenfold.
I would like to retry the apple again sometime, see if I get a little bit of a different can. But at this current moment,
At this
um,
current moment, try the apple. Yeah, that's better. Much better.
that is weirdly better right now. Um, you know, I'm gonna take back what I said and do a slight update to my score. Apple's a 7.5. Orange Dreamsicle 2.0 is a 7.20.
I'm gonna give Orange Dreamsicle a. I'm gonna give it a 4 star, and this is gonna be a very low 4 star. Probably one of the lowest 4 star ratings that you'll ever see me grab.
Dang, I'm surprised you don't give it a 3 then.
If I had a, it's more of a 4 than a 3. So I'm just gonna say it's. If you want me to go like decimal wise, probably like maybe 3.9, maybe 385, something like that.
It's 3.889999 repeating the 9 to rise it up.
Nine, nine. But needless to say, that's where we're at. As far as topics on the other show, dude, there's a couple of kind of things, and especially since I see we have downtime and such. Did you actually see what's been going on with protein powder lately? And I think it's related to simply because we talk about ingredients on a regular basis.
Yes. So that is because, well, what Relly is referencing is that people love to believe hot, trendy topic lines all over the internet. and that there have been lines that, oh, protein powders have thousand percentages of lead in them. That is going off of the
Hold
California.
on, hold on.
I've looked
So
into
I
this.
just want to let
I'm ready to pop off.
I have so I looked into this Tuesday, and do you know what source and what company did this test?
Uh, the source is. I will let you explain it the way you're looking to ask, but I know exactly what this is all going off of.
So this is based off of Consumer Reports. I have been a subscriber of the Consumer Reports since I was a teenager. Appliances, cell phones, laptops, vacuum cleaners, everything. And it's essentially one of those tests where the highest I've ever seen on a product was a low 90s. Nothing they've ever tested has gotten a perfect score. And I've seen crazy things. Like for example, they go by different classes as well, just to let you know. For example, there was a Maserati SUV that cost $100,000 and it ranked worst in its class out of a 36 out of 100. I remember that faintly because that was a popular headline. So, according to Consumer Reports, and I read the article multiple times from top to bottom, learned disability or just my curiosity, or maybe not just being in belief, I was completely appalled. I understand. And here's what I've always said. And we had somebody ask about this. We've actually had Apple related products contain arsenic. And for anyone that's watched any sort of true crime, whether if that's a Netflix documentary or Forensic Files, like I've watched growing up, Forensic Files is about, cases, science, everything else. When they think of arsenic, they think of heavy metal poisoning. So when they see arsenic in food, they panic and they think someone's trying to kill them. That's not the case. A lot of it's actually found in the ground soil. Same with lead. But the problem being is that a lot of these products, especially if they're plant based, are going to contain, well, where do you think it comes from? It's coming from your fruits and vegetables, particularly pea protein, which is huel, which they specifically said, we probably don't recommend you drinking this ever, let alone in moderation. Yeah, did you see that?
No, but I think a very important thing to say with on top of that is that the big headlines are coming out just trying to say protein powders contain thousand percentages of lead in them. Watch out, don't have protein powder. Where what that is being based
So,
off of is using California Proposition 65, which is if a product contains any sentiment of lead, it has to be labeled. So that scale is
but there's
also
more to it than that.
there is more to it, but that is also a large basis of it because any minimal of it, like your actual Proposition 65 to the lead amount in there is so vastly minimal because the lead that they are basing it off of, because of the Proposition 65 of California, is that it is coming from sources naturally in the ground, as in AKA, the ground, soil, fruits, vegetables. That is it. Like that scale of Proposition 65 to actual amounts of
Right.
lead in food that you have to like actually consume to have it be damaging to you are two vastly wide numbers possible. That's why like we're not here to ever defend G Fuel, but whenever the argument in the past has been given to G Fuel of like, oh, G Fuel has lead in it. Does it though? Does it really though? The difference is that you are getting fruit extracts, and fruit is going to come from the ground, and you naturally are getting lead from the ground. That's just like trying to
So,
say a product that a lot of the things that we eat contain iron in it, and that, oh, you're eating iron and that iron is bad for you. And realistically, you need some iron in your diet.
correct. So, where I was going off of this is there's certain products where they're alarmingly high and some of them are particularly normal. For example, if you have fish, because of mercury levels and ammonia in certain fish, there's actually a chart for how often you could eat certain fish. For example, shark, they only recommend eating one shark every, I think it's 3 to 6 months, because of the amount of ammonia content from the shark meat.
Mhm.
That's a real thing. I saw that on a chart before. So the best part is this. So the way that they've had it now, I will just say this. If you did not open up the Consumer Report article, you completely got a freaking the flip out shit show. I got this in my algorithm from Consumer Report itself with numbers and an explanation. For example, there is what they believe is the daily max lead limit a person should consume on a daily basis and then a weekly basis. For example, if you know the muscle milk that comes in the carton,
Mhm.
to Consumer Report testing, no more than 5.5 servings of this per week limit. So essentially, if you were to go by a weekly limit, the lead content from the muscle milk, they don't recommend more than 5.5 cartons a week. But there's some that are actually much worse. For example, if there's let's see, there's this brand called Garden of Life, sport organic plant-based protein, 1.25 servings per week. And here's the one that I was looking into. Dymatrix or Dymatize, I think. Dymatize. Supermass gainer. Serving size, X amount, yada, yada, yada. Their servings are limit 4 servings per day. What does that tell you? Who's going to eat protein powder 4 times a day? Nobody I know. Nobody I know. So that means, hey, this has traces, not heavy amounts. So there were some that literally, right? The way that some of these articles went about this is that if you drink Naked Nutrition Vegan Mass Gainer, or there's a very popular one, Huel Black Edition, essentially they're saying avoid this at all cost because this has well over 1,000% week of weekly limit that they recommend for somebody. And if you have that, like for instance, I'm not sure if you can shit. Oh, gotta scroll up again. You kind of see that there?
Mhm.
They're saying that the lead content here is outrageously high. Basically saying that they can't say that they could recommend those products. But we look into ingredients all the time. And we're not going to have, we could have products we recommend. But I was also very concerned because Rise was not in the test, Ghost was not in the test. There were many supplement companies in there that were not tested. They only did the popular brands, I suppose.
To me, the biggest part about this to remember and to remind the audience is to do your due diligence research because this is a perfect example of how headlines are loved to be used as a fear-mongering propaganda tactic.
Correct. Not only that, but I know someone that's gonna be on a protein diet for the moment because of I forget what the health concern is at the moment, but right now it's liquid diet and a lot of protein powder involved, and that happened a day after I read that article, and I'm like, "Yeah, what the flying." Not only that, but I almost bought a bag of Huel, but I'm like, "I gotta cut back for now, though. I'm gonna I'm gonna table this for later, and it's a good thing I am."
To me, this is a
Now
silly it's like a silly headline. It would be the exact same thing if your 70-year-old grandmother was like, "Oh, I read that article that if you drink 4 Monsters every single day, your heart's gonna explode." Like, what? So great. We're having more
uh
fear-mongering headlines. If your kids get into
Um,
caffeine, they're gonna grow into cigarette smoking felons. I'm over exaggerating, but I love these
more
fear mongering
more like
headlines.
cigarette smoking mechanic, but yes, I know plenty of them
So
actually.
your kid drinks one monster, he's gonna turn into a Brian, punching holes into your drywall. Like it's they love the fear mongering headlines that
Or
get the
or my
clicks, that get
or
the
my
traction.
favorite or my favorite, you know how to buy Monster in bulk, you know how to build a vape, but you don't know how to fill up a job application. Remember that stereotype? But needless to say, that was a weird one. Also, in other news, I found out today, Caffeine Man, who we've talked about a couple times on this channel, and Armad Tai introduced us to his channel. His YouTube channel is on pause indefinitely, mainly because of his choice. He said, for the last 7 years, I've put my life on hold and put a lot of hours and time. And essentially, when you go by the growth of his videos, I have no idea.
Think we're back.
Here we are.
Random random blue screen.
Terrible. Terrible.
I mean, at least we got the major stuff out of the way, even though we were dang near the end of the show. Got about 10 minutes left.
True. Also, just out of curiosity, did you see the Xbox handheld?
Yes.
Humor me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you now. I don't know. I'll say this. I know PC gamers. I know console gamers. I know handheld gamers. If you're a handheld gamer, you're usually a Nintendo console. Cut and dry. I have no idea what's going on with Steam Deck because I remember Bryce says his burned out and he said, fuck this, I'm not buying another one. And when Steam Deck 2 came out, he goes, you know what? After the first one shit the bed on me, fuck that. I'm going to wait for somebody else to give me a review first. But I don't know a religious Xbox gamer that's going to say, you know what? I'm going to buy that handheld for 600 bucks.
Well, the worst part is it can only play technically PC Game Pass games. It can't play actual Xbox library games.
But if it's got to be on Game Pass, right?
PC. It's got to be PC specific Game Pass, not Xbox.
Really? I thought
Yep.
I thought Xbox Game Pass could do PC or Xbox.
In the general sense, yes, but not for the Rogue Ally. Ally is PC only.
Oy vey. That that doesn't sound exactly the most, I guess you can say, practical. Agreed.
Yeah.
Aside that, I don't know. So, You going to I take it you're going to get caffeinated and go eat, bud?
Yeah, if we're gonna call the show there.
Yeah, might as well. Couple minutes left, couple minutes before 8. Do yourself a favor and get comfy, all right?
All right, I guess we'll call it there for episode 170. We got the main bit out of the way.
All right. You can go in the meantime, boss, all right?
Oh, we're actually live.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I
We're
just got
actually
us
live on this?
yeah, I got us live again.
I wasn't sure what the hell was going on there.
Okay, that's all good, but yeah, no, we can call it there. Just
Yeah,
do our
I wasn't sure what was going on there because I thought if you blue screened, I had no idea if the live was continuing or if it just like usually if there's any trouble, usually it just like stops recording and that's that.
it stopped recording for
Huh,
sure, but then I just rebooted it all back up. So
I got you. But yeah, I think that's a good way to stop right there. We're just kind of got through the main subjects, just some extra tedious stuff, and we'll think about more topics when it comes along.
I said we got more cans to try in these next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. I'll pick what the hell we want to try come the weekend or so. And in the meantime, I got to think about which one of these to bring to work tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
You never know. I'll figure it out. All right. Everybody, drink your freaking water, stay warm. It's starting to get cold. Caffeine optional. Take it easy, everybody.